Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest developing stories. We begin with Ivan Fresneda as Barcelona's 15 million rated target is moving towards Portuguese giants. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, in this video, talking about Joao Cancelo, as Barca's operation to sign the Manchester City outcast could depend on two key factors. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. The need for a right back has well been documented by now, with Barcelona aiming to strengthen their right side, especially after being dealt with the sudden news of Ousmane Dembele's departure. Many names have been brought to the Catalans' attention, with sections of the club showcasing their priorities. Of all the names studied, Joao Cancelo and Ivan Fresneda looked like the most realistic options on the market. But in the end, with Cancelo the highest on Xavi's wish list, it appears the signing of Fresneda is looking increasingly improbable. So, as such, according to a report from Sport, Fresneda's move to Portuguese side Sporting Lisbon is gaining heat now. In light of the new advancements being made in the Cancelo deal, as Barca are only a few details away from sealing the transfer, Fresneda is gradually being discarded by Blaugrana hierarchy. Deco had previously shown a preference for the Real Valladolid sensation, and the possibility that Barcelona would sign both right backs was mooted, with Fresneda being sent out on loan in such a scenario. But with the help of super agent George Mendes, Barcelona have engineered a strategy to land Cancelo on a loan deal with a non-obligatory purchase clause. The potential arrival of the Manchester City man has thus endangered Fresneda's prospects of signing or of arriving in Catalonia, which has prompted him to search for other options after agreeing on personal terms with Barca and patiently biding his time. With Fresneda, whose market value currently stands at 15 million euros, now aware that his chances of dressing as a Barcelona player this season look exceptionally bleak, his decision to pay heed to the various other proposals he had barely come as a surprise. Of course, Fresneda has been linked for a very long time, and also looking at the fact that Barca are also closing in on a possible move for Joao Cancelo, I think Fresneda himself will be feeling scared that he might just lose out on any opportunity that comes his way because there have been a lot of reports saying that the player have been waiting so patiently for Barca, and of course he has even gone to the extent of rejecting certain offers from other clubs because he have already agreed personal terms with Barca. He wants to join Barca. But now that looking the way things are going, Barca have been sluggish as to the player, like going for him because Xavi has been in support of Barca going but for Joao Cancelo. So there have been that mix-up, and the player now, from the look of things, he wants to look other opportunities. He wants to consider other opportunities as well. And of course, because if he doesn't do that, he might just lose out on other opportunities that come his way, thinking that Barca will make a move for him before the summer window comes to a close, which is not guaranteed. It isn't guaranteed yet. So, despite Deco being a huge admirer of the player, it doesn't mean that he will join Barca. It doesn't mean that he will join Barca. So there is still time for the window. We know that there is still some time for this transfer window to come to an end. But we have to know that Barcelona need to get it right back. And there was a possibility of Barca bringing those two players, but I doubt if that will happen. Because for the Cancelo deal, it's going to look like a complicated one, in terms of the loan fee that Barca will have to pay and stuff like that. It will be costly. And also talking about going for Fresneda, who is rated at 15 million, it's going to be very difficult if actually Barca want to sign those two right backs. But now they're saying that Sporting Lisbon of Portugal are closing in on the player, And of course, they are pushing and pushing for the player to join. Porto as well from Portugal are also showing strong interest in him. So there's huge competition. There's huge competition. Barcelona have taken so much time, so much time to make this deal work out for Fresneda, and I think the player have been so patient. So it wouldn't surprise me if he has to choose another destination because Barca now, from the look of things, are pushing more for Joao Cancelo due to Javi's influence. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barca are facing immense pressure to complete the capture of Joao Cancelo as we head towards the final phase of the summer transfer window. The club's negotiations with Manchester City are in the final stages, but there is no agreement as of yet. Barca therefore must act fast if they are to secure the signing of Cancelo this season. This is perhaps the reason the club have set a deadline to sign the Portuguese international. According to a report from Sport, Barca want to close the operation to sign Cancelo by the end of this week, and the operation will be dependent on two major factors: the player's desire to join as well as the super agent George Mendes' negotiating ability. Mendes, who represents Cancelo, is well aware of Barca and are expected to transmit the club's opening offer to Man City imminently. In fact, the Portuguese super agent is going to play a central role in engineering Cancelo's potential loan move to Camp Nou this summer. Potentially, Barca themselves have not been in direct contact with Man City as they trust Mendes to be the perfect mediator between the two. Mendes, for his part, will transmit the offer, as mentioned earlier. Once that is done, the agent will find solutions that match both the club's demands. Mendes, who shares a good relationship with Joan Laporta, is already aware of the ceiling Barcelona can afford, with reports suggesting that the club wants a €25 million purchase option for Cancelo. In the next few hours, Mendes will hear from Man City and so evaluate whether or not a deal is possible for Barca this summer. Cancelo has appeared open to lowering the salary demands, but the transfer will be made difficult by Man City. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.